All right, here's a good worded question. I think it's a linear one. So it says Roberto invested some money at 7% and then invested 4,000 more than twice this amount at 10%. Huh. His annual income, so at 10%, his total income was 4450. How much was invested at 10%? Okay, so some money, let's call that X, eh? And then they said invested 4,000 more than twice of X. So if you take X, times it by 2, and add 4,000, that's how much you're investing at 10%. Okay, and the total of the investments was 4450. Oh, his total annual income from the two investments was 4450. Oh, so he's put a ton of money in to get that kind of interest. Okay, so I've got two investments. Let's just do that. So let's say, and I guess we could use Y's in there too. Let's just do our X's. So I've got an initial investment, the first one, plus the second one. And I guess I'm looking at the interest from the first one and the interest from the second one. Because this 4450 is the income investment. So that's the interest. Is that right? His total annual income from the two investments. Yeah, so how much money he made was how much interest he made off of it. So the interest from the first plus the interest from the second gives him 4450. Okay, so now to figure out interest on anything, you take the principal multiplied by the rate multiplied by the time. Here they say 1 year. Do they say that somewhere? His total annual. Yeah, annual, so 1 year. So time is 1. So to get the interest, you have to take how much money he puts it in, multiply that by whatever the interest rate is. So for the first one, he's got X money in at 7%. So that'll be X times 0.07. Let's just call that 0.07X. Plus the second one, this is how much money he puts in at 10%. So he's putting in 2X plus 4,000, and he's putting that in at 10%. So this is the rate times the amount that he put in. Rate times the amount. So rate times the amount. We didn't put a t there because t was 1, right? So this is equal to 4450. So now I've got an equation with just one x in it that I can solve. So this one just stays as that. Then I'll multiply this in, distributive property. So it'd be 0.1, 0.1 times 2 would be 0.2. 0x plus 10 to the 4,000 be 400 is equal to 4450. Oh, I need a plus in there. Okay, so if I add those together, 0.07 plus 0.2, that's 0.27x plus 400 equals 4450. So 0.27x is equal to 4,050 if I subtract, and then divide both sides. Let's see what we get. Hopefully it comes out decent. 4050 divide 0.27. 15,000. That sounds like a nice number. Okay, so the question says how much was invested at 10%? Well, X is how much he invested at 7%. So if I wanted to figure out how much he invested at 10%, then I'd have to do this. So at 10%, it would be 2 times 15,000 plus 4,000. So it'd be 30,000 plus 4,000. So $34,000. Nice to have that kind of coin. So this is how much he'd invest at 10%. This is how much he'd invest at 7%. Now you can test this too, hey? Well, just test to see if it's correct. So if I take 15,000 and times it by 0.07, that gives me 1050. So I just want 15,000 times 7%. And then if I take 34,000 and times it by 10%, that'll be 3,400. And if I add those two together, I better get the amount that they said. And it looks like I do. Okay, so there's how I would approach that question. And there's lots of different ways you could have done it. Maybe let me just go back. Like initially what I could have said is let me just erase this. Another way I could have said it is that I could have just, I'll do this in red. So I could have said, well, this one is X, so you have a certain amount of money invested at 7% plus, and I could have called this one Y. So X plus a Y is equal to your 4450. And then zero in using this formula on what X is. So it's to get the interest from that amount of money. It's your initial investment times the interest rate. And then same thing with Y. I figured that out. I plug that in right down here and then solve. That's another way I guess you could have done it. All right, hopefully that helps you with that one. Try another question that's like that. That looks like it has the same kind of idea with it. Try it and sort of see if you can come up with the same kind of logic to solve it.